Okay, let's do our homework. The first one, we need to find the PQ. And for the first one, we can divide PQ like x1, y, and for two parts. And then the tangent 41, use opposite divide adjacent, 7.4 divide x, we can get x. And then use tangent 38, and we can find y. And then PQ equals to y, x plus y. And for B, we can set like RQ is y and RP is y and RQ is x, and then x minus y is PQ, and then also we use this R as Q, and we just have the sum of these two angles 31 and 12, and then we get 43, and then we can find the x and y, and finally we will use x minus y is 2.1 centimeters. And for C, we just find the height QS first, and then we use sine 64, and then we find the QS, and then we use QS and sine 32, find the PQ. And the last one, and we use 65 and sine 65 to find the SP. And then we can use cosine find the RS, and then we use RQ minus RS, we can get like SQ. And finally, we use Pythagorean theorem to find all of them, to find the PQ. Okay, and for number 2a, and we need to find the angle ABC. And for this part, we can find BD first, and then use BD and AB to find the angle ADBD, and then plus, and then find the sum. For the first cosine 38 equals to BD divide 24.3, and BD equals to 19.14. And then cosine x equals to 19.14 divide 19.9, so x is 16 degree, and then ABC equals to x plus 38 equals to 54. And then for next one, for B, and we need to find the ABC, and we need to find the angle for here. And first things, we can find the angle x here, because we have tangent x equals to the opposite 4.9 divide the adjacent 7.9, so x equals to 34 degree. And then we can find the EAD is x plus 13, so it's 47 degree. And then we can ABC equals to 180 minus 90 degree, and minus 40 degree equals to 43 degree. And for here, and we need to find the halfway between the tree, so it's like this. And this is 17, this is 23. And for each part is 7.4. And we need to find the height for each tree. And when you find out this part, don't forget the height for the bottom, and the bottom is the height for that person, okay? So the first one is tangent 17 equals to, we see this is x, and x divide 7.4, so x is 2.6, and then tangent 23 equals to y divide, and for y, and for this part, and for y is 3.14, and then one tree is x plus 1.8 equals to 4.06, and the other one is 1.1.8 is 4.94. For the angle of the top of the Pi Hotel, and the elevation is 17, and for this part is 17 degree, and the angle of depression from top of the center is 16, and for the depression for here, and this part is 60 degree, and the height is for this part is 150. And you need to define the height. So the first we can find this is 60, and we can find x, and x is here, and then we can find y, and for this part, and then we use this part plus 150 is the height of the Sigma office building. And for the tangent 60 equals to 150 divided x, x is 86.60, and tangent y, and tangent 17 equals to y divided 86.6 equals to, so y equals to 26.47. So the height is 20 plus 26.47 equals to 176.5 meters. Okay, and for number 5, and for the top, and it's 110 height, and observe two boats, and one directly behind another. And we know like 1 degree is 48, so it's kind of 48. So this one is 48, and one is 57, so it's kind of like here 48. And then we need to find the distance between the boat, so it's x, and then for this part is y, and for the distance is y minus x. Okay, so it's tangent 7 equals to 10 divide x, so x equals to 71.43, and for tangent 48 equals to 100 minus y divided by y equals to 99.04, and then for the distance is 99.4 minus 71.43, so it's 27.6 equals to 28 meters. The diagram shows and AB, and then for the apartment 80 meters, so it's the height, and 20 meter behind the finish line, and 20 measure the angle. Depression is 28, so this one is 28, and this one is 24 because its elevation and depression are the same. So this one is 28, and then the small one is 24, and then we need to find the distance, right, between each other. So the tangent 28 equals to 80 divided, we can just say this is C, okay, and AC, so AC equals to 150.45, and the second one is tangent 24 divide 80 divided BC, so BC is 179.68, and then for the distance AB is okay, and A traveling is at a constant speed and 4 points, and B is kind of, so who runs fast, who will finish first. And for here, and for finish is 20 meters. Okay, so for this part, and we need to find and C minus 20 equals to 135. So A has to run this long, and B minus 20 equals to, then so B has to run, then we use time equals to distance divide speed, and for A is and for B is and. So obviously A will use the short time, so A will finish first. For this part, we can find like to find the AM, and then by using the rectangle, and for this one is we can find the AM, and then we can use AE is 1.8, and to find the angle X. Okay, and how to find the AM? And because M is the middle point of this CD, so MD is 5.5, and because this is a rectangle, so and AD is 7.5, and this is a right triangle, so we can find the AM by using the Pythagorean theorem. So MA square equals to 7.5 square plus 3 square, so MA is 93, and then we can use tangent is 1.8 divide 9.3, so X equals to 5 degree, so the angle is 11 degree. And for the height, it's similar to number 7, and the first one we can find part, and then by using the angle, and for using the angle we can find the height of the tree. Okay, for the angle is like this one, this is 10, and then we have the X, and we have the height, and for the X is in this 40 in this triangle. Okay, and first we need to find the angle X, so tangent 40 degree equals to opposite divide 350, so X is 293.68, and then we can use X in the second one, so it's tangent X tangent 10 equals to height divided x. So height is 51.78. So the height is 52 meters.